special edition of the Cyber Pulse powered by Prophaze, the podcast where we turn bits and bytes into banter and data breaches into delicious dialogue. And today we're celebrating Women's Day with an exceptional guest, someone who has led in high-stakes environment in cybersecurity. I'm Lakshmi Das, co-founder of Prophaze, and joining me today is none other than Wing Commander Sonika Tanwar, an Indian Air Force veteran, technology leader, and a mentor. So let me give you a brief intro about Sonika. So Sonika is a wing commander and was serving the Indian Air Force in secure aerospace communication for over 14 years of service. She has commanded elite communication units, played a pivotal role in aerospace and flight safety, and is now the Chief Technology Officer at a deep tech company focused on quantum secure communication technologies. Beyond her technical expertise, she's a mentor, leadership coach, and advocate for women's security, spearheading initiatives like Task Force on Women's Security and Relentless, the saga of growth. So who else would be a better choice for this show and for this very special day? So welcome, Sonika.
Thank you, Lakshmi, and pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure is all ours. I would like to welcome you again, and it's really a pleasure. I'm sure everybody is really very excited to hear all the insights from you. So I would like to dedicate this episode for all the women out there, and we'll talk about leadership, resilience, and cybersecurity. So let's explore the challenges, the victories that women in this field experience. I hope all of you are ready to get started. So Sonika, let's start with something different. As armed forces deal with some of the most complex cyber threats, during your time or during your service, what were the real key insights that you gained, and how have they shaped the way you approach security today?
Wow, such a relevant question, Lakshmi, and thank you so much for your kind words. So I would, put it this way that being in Indian Air Force, having done a tenure of 14 glorious years, the military life has taught me that security of the borders is not just a protocol. So it's more of a mindset. So in the world of aerospace communication, we were holding the pulse of national security, right, in our hands. So every intercepted signal, every encrypted command was a battle which is fought in invisible realm. And information is not explosive in itself, but in the wrong hands, it could cripple the national defense system. The only option that we have is to be proactive and be prepared to respond. So that's the thing about cyber warfare. It's a game of ghost. You don't see the enemy, but you know they are watching.
Yes.
In my years with the military, I learned that cyber threat is not a malware, not phishing, not even the most advanced, quantum decryption, the area that I'm dealing right now. It is human complacency. So we assume we are safe because we have firewalls. But let me tell you, Lakshmi, and through this platform, I want to tell it to everyone that the most secure system is the one designed for the weakness of human nature. So that's what we have to, conquer. And that's what my military life prepares me for. So thank you.
Yes, so I completely do agree with you, Sonika. So basically, we all know the fact that humans can be the weakest link, and what we have to do is to generate more awareness among everybody, dealing with critical data, so that there's no loopholes in the systems, right? So definitely, so I'm sure like the people have got great insights from what you just shared with them. I know it's not it's not an easy game while working, in the real physical borders, and also, dealing with the digital enemies as well, right? So I'm sure that would have been really challenging.
Absolutely.
And the discipline, the strategic thinking, all from the armed forces, they bring different and unique perspectives to the evolving cybersecurity landscape always. So now let's move on to the second question, which will be more about the perspectives regarding women and they're relating to more of the women in leadership and all of that. So women, when we talk about women in leadership, often they walk a very fine line They're expected to be strong, but not really aggressive. They're expected to be smart, but not intimidating. And they're expected to be empathetic, but not overly emotional as well. So, how do you navigate this kind of impossible balance while staying true to yourself?
Well, Lakshmi, absolutely. I can't agree, more with you when you say this. But let me be very honest here, because I come from a background where all of us, every one of us don the same uniform. So the warrior in you or the leader in you is not determined by your gender, your caste, or creed. And it was, in fact, during my transition from military to corporate when I first time heard this phrase of, diversity, equality, and inclusion. So I was wondering, what does it mean? Because the more I learned about it, and so proud I am to share and state that in military life, no one talks about diversity because we live it, in our daily lives. For us, the diversity is not a noun and it should be a verb, right? You have to do it. You have to act that you take women leaders as inclusive. So, and I do not absolutely, I do not, like this phrase, women leaders. We are all leaders. When you are a leader, irrespective of your a women or
And
men, absolutely. Having said that, I also acknowledge that as a society, yes, there is a lot of scope of improvement. In my second career, I know how challenging it is for the normal the ecosystem to accept women as leaders, but it has more to do with the societal mindset change, Lakshmi. It has nothing to do with the profession that we are in. So yes, women are expected to walk on a tightrope, smiling, poised, never faltering. But what if we set fire to the rope and built a bridge instead? This is the warrior in me speaks this way. So there was a time when I was the only women officer in a room full of decorated officers. But I was there as an officer. I had a strategy, I had a plan, a vision. So I was commanding my unit and I knew what I'm supposed to do. So would they have questioned me if, like, whether I'm a man or a woman? But for them, I'm a commanding officer. I'm supposed to be in the position to lead. And power is never given. This is my military life again teaches me. It is always taken. You command the respect. You cannot demand it. So as a leader, just stop seeking approval. I stopped apologizing for intelligence, and maybe people might be terrified with the potential that I hold, or any one of us hold. So being a woman leader is not a balancing act. We are a force ourselves. So world will try to put women in a box which is fragile, contained, predictable, but the real power is in shattering that box, and that power lies within us. So I would like to put it forth for all the leaders, all the women out there, that just shatter that box. That's it.
definitely. So, as we all say, it's just about breaking the glass ceiling, right? So, I mean,
True.
we all have immense potential within ourselves, which we may or may not, understand or discover. But there should be at least some point of time where we really understand what is our true nature and what is our true potential. I'm sure since you have gone through different you know you know aspects of career and all of that, where you might have been the only lady, right? And it would have been difficult, to be more commanding, or expect everybody to follow whatever you say and things. But I know, at least I've heard somewhere or somebody write about it, like, what makes it difficult for women to be on the leadership is, like, men are not used to taking commands from women, especially in the career aspect, right? So that kind of makes it very challenging. It's not really about,
True.
even if the potential is there, sometimes it's that, maybe that as ego aspect or something, that men find it really difficult to take orders.
That's true, Lakshmi, and that's the reason I said, it has more to do with the mindset that we possess as a society, right? So it has nothing to do with the potential of, men or women. But when we are able to curb that mindset. So that starts from the home, the way I raise my child, my son. If he knows that he should be respecting women and treating them at par. So all those issues that women face in their careers, there will no such issues. No, you do not have to look for acceptance in that case. So that's what, in my military career, as I said, in the corporate, still there is a lot of scope of improvement. But in military career, since day one, we are treated up at par with the male officers. So we are just officers, just warriors, no male or female. There are no such prefix. So this mindset change is very much required, Lakshmi. Then every man, irrespective of anyone, they will treat you as a leader, not as a women leader, and it will not be difficult to accept you as their commander.
Definitely. I mean, they just have to follow, I mean, align with the vision that whoever the leader may be, aligning them to. So then everything falls in place, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so that was really inspiring and motivating. I'm sure all the women would definitely agree to us on this aspect. So, with that, now let's talk more about, since we're in the field of cybersecurity, there are a lot of cyber threats that are targeting women these days, right? So everybody is talking about the increasing cyber attacks against women, cyber stalking, online harassment, deepfakes. So, how can women better protect themselves in this digital space?
I always say that the first rule of this war is know the enemy. So the first rule of cyber war is know yourself. Okay. So the new battlefield right now is not land or air or sea. It is the screen that is in front of us. So I have seen women broken by deep fakes, reputations shredded by digital ghosts, and entire lives wrecked by a careless click. This crime is invisible, but the scars that they leave especially on the women, are real. So here's what I tell to every woman: just don't be a user of the technology, be a conscious master of it. So the digital presence is your fortress, guard it like one. Just see where the digital footprints, where are you giving them out? And if not required, just don't put it on the social media if that's not required, because everything that goes on the media is no more yours. Privacy is an illusion. We are living in a age wherein we are in a predictive, like predictive, everything is predictive about us. And if you happen to get into that clause, please report and fight back. There is no point being silent. So, because silence is the enemy's greatest ally, make noise. Locked door won't stop a thief if the key is left under the mat. The question is, where are we leaving ours? Right. So are we conscious or not? Are we installing the applications? Are we using the media, being unaware of its consequences? Are we actually meaning it when we are taking accepted the terms
Mm,
and conditions? So we have to be very conscious when we are using it, so that whatever is there on the platter that we are giving to the online world, we should know what we are giving, because for sure you are giving it out. There is no privacy in the digital market, but then be conscious of what you are doing with your life, right? So
definitely.
that's
I
it.
mean, it's all about the digital footprint. I mean, uh, people tend to overlook when they share pictures, when they share some kind of data information, they never know what else extra things are being shared other than what it's really intended, right? The purposes always keep changing. In it goes into different dimensions they might have never even thought of.
True.
I know, yeah, I know. I mean, it's really, I mean, not even just for women. I mean, this would be something that everybody should be actually aware of, to what extent
Very
they
true,
can
Lakshmi,
share.
for every online user.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, ultimately, you will have to become, you will have to uh, understand, what is your digital space and till where you can, get deeper into it.
Yes, so there's one punchline that we keep using in our, awareness campaigns, that think before you click. Okay, so just think whatever you before clicking, think, because awareness is your greatest weapon here.
Definitely. Yeah, that's all. I mean, I couldn't agree more. It's all about having the real, the right kind of awareness, what is right, what is wrong, what is clickable and what is not clickable, where you can navigate to and what kind of information you can give away and not, you should not think twice before giving away. All of these things, really do matter in this current era. And cybersecurity is not just about technology, right? It's about empowering people with the right knowledge and tools, and so that nobody becomes a victim. As you said, we do not know who we are, fighting against. They are real. They're, the real. They are like ghosts, right? As you said, and so
Hmm.
it's all about how we can stay proactive and prepared. As women, I know we are all experts in balancing roles, responsibilities, and all of that. But I remember that you have once said the number of different roles does not bring stress. It brings fulfillment when aligned with core values. That's a refreshing take indeed. So, how do you feel that women can juggle multiple responsibilities without burning out? Because this question, I'm sure, is really valid in this fast-paced world that we are in. We have to juggle multiple roles, but we have to ensure that we do not get burnt out, right? So, what would be your take on that?
See, the reason I would say when I say that different roles do not bring stress, what brings is if you are not, if your actions are not resonating with your core values, what kind of person you are. If what you are doing is aligned with your core values, then any human being, in every human being, they'll be at peace. They'll be happy human beings. So the first pursuit as a human being, I would be saying, is that pick up an action, pick up a profession which aligns with your core values. And whenever you are in any situation, do what you feel is your core value is asking you to do. And as a woman, yes, the burden is not about the weight of work, it is about living someone else's expectations. Because as women, it's it's obvious that you are thought to be juggling between the different roles. So you're a mother, at the same time you're a wife, you're a professional, and you have multiple roles. Okay, so I have seen women juggle a dozen roles, so mentors, visionaries, executives, mothers, and it would be incorrect to say if I say that they are doing it perfectly without being burning out. That's not true. That cannot be true. But the secret here is, which worked out for me also. First, as I said, like pick up a profession that suits with your core values, and it might not be easy for me. Because my father belonged to Indian Army. He served in Indian Army. I wanted to don the uniform, right? Because I wanted to be in that position. I wanted to be an armed forces officer. I did work hard for that. I chose that profession. And the world does not reward perfection, it rewards courage. So wherever you are, do what aligns with your core values. And the moment you stop chasing balance and start chasing purpose is something, it's magical. So this is like, I talked about it a lot in my first TEDx talk also, that work is no longer a burden when it is related to a purpose. And the purpose has to be greater than your day-to-day story. It has to be greater than anything which defines you. So burnout comes from fighting battles that don't belong to you. But the real question is, are you living your dream or someone else's? So as women, please do not fall prey to this, that you have to fulfill everybody's expectations. Do what aligns with your core values and be sincere to your purpose. That is all we require to do. Everything else is noise. Just cancel it.
I know, and it's all about. I mean, we all look for earphones with best noise cancellation, right? So it's just like that we have to apply in our lives as well. I mean, I love the fact that what you were saying. People really only only think, I mean, look into the courage, not really, perfection, right? Definitely. I mean, I'm sure if you have a larger than life kind of goal or vision, obviously, I mean, you will put your 100% or more than that into that, and you wouldn't feel as if, then you're taking a lot of stress for that. I mean, yeah, you yourself will, merge into that particular goal or vision, right? So you become one with it. So definitely, I mean, then there wouldn't be in a scenario of being stressed out. I mean, that's really a lovely thought. And I'm sure everybody could try and, really introspect into what each one of you are doing right now, whether it really aligns with your purposes in life or your aptitude and your attitude. So is it the, really the best that you are contributing? Or if not, is there anything else that, where you can fit in better, contribute better, and lead a more meaningful and fruitful life, right? I mean, that is all what matters ultimately.
Exactly, Lakshmi. And there's a very small way of doing it. So just pick up a very simple act of service, anything that relates to your purpose. So if I like teaching students or adding value to people through education, just pick it up, week may like once in a week, just do it because that, gives you a sense of, I would say, courage,
On
camaraderie, and
purpose, yeah,
commitment. Yeah. So please do that. It is very magical. It'll just change your perspective towards life.
definitely. I mean, then you'll feel more worthwhile, right? And
Yeah.
more I mean, some kind of meaning gets added to your life. Definitely, I'm completely with you, and that's what brings a lot of vibes and colors into all of our lives. Definitely. So I'm sure all of these kind of tips were, would really help the people out there who are listening to this wonderful show. And now coming to another aspect about looking ahead and into the practicalities and all of that. So people often see success in general, but they rarely witness the struggles that actually lie behind. So can you share a moment when you truly doubted yourself or considered stepping away, and but you know you did not, and how did you find the strength to actually continue?
Oh,
I'm sure
well,
there
Lakshmi,
would have been many, right?
yes, absolutely. So I was trying to recall which one, should I rate at the first, on the first
Which one
in the
you really
pedestal.
felt very critical and you were really on the verge, but
Yeah,
you
true, true. So
picked up yourself.
you're right, Lakshmi. See, because I was in a profession that was very demanding, and still, because more than yourself, you are committed to the mission, right? So there would be a number of times when every warrior, they meet a moment where they must choose to fight or to surrender. But for any military professional, there is no surrendering, right? So you must fight for
Right.
your team, for the mission. So yes, I remember a mission which went south, but the failure, the weight of those failures, they are heavy, right? Because having given all that you have, but still at times the things do not turn up according to you. But then that is what I was, I was groomed about. I was groomed that way. So first time when I was taking over a unit, when I was commanding it, so my very learned senior, he told me that a warrior is not measured by how many battles they win or lose, but about like by how many times they stand up after falling. Right. So if you're not able to do a particular task or a mission, the purpose of you being in that command is much, much bigger than you yourself as an individual. So you do not have a choice to mourn about it and just accept it. You must get up and then fight again, because finally everything is at stake. Your nation's security is at stake, and you find out a way out. So that keeps you. standing up, making you stand up again and again, because every defeat is never the moment you fail, it is the moment you stop trying. So that
Mm.
resilience is one quality that, as a military veteran, I would say that helps me in my throughout my life. It's part of a personality now. But there have been so many moments so I don't know which one to pick up. But then I would rather fall, 100 times than live knowing I never tried. So mm, I would say to all the like the audience here that doubt is the whisper of defeat. The only way to silence is to take another step. And so that's
Definitely. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, it's about silencing that self-doubt. I'm sure, I mean, uh, all of us would have at least at some point of time, would have thought, should I give up or should I proceed? But it's just that mindset change, just taking that small step again and trying to restart, that really makes a difference. I mean, it's not, I mean, I perfectly align with what your senior had told. It's not about how many battles you win. I mean, failures are definitely what makes you learn and strive for better, or help you towards perfection. But definitely it's not, I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of failures and stop moving ahead, right? Definitely, I mean, that
very
that is
true.
what really your fire should within should never be it should never be shattered. That's the whole
Very
thing.
true. Very true. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so with that, I'm sure most of the people would not want such kind of inspiring words to end, but we definitely have a limited time span. But so with that, let's come to the final question or discussion point for the day. So that would be, you know, so as we wrap up this Women's Day special, so I would like to ask you this one question, which is, what's the one powerful message that you want every woman in cybersecurity, or not just cybersecurity, in any aspect of life or career, to take away today? So I'm sure we did talk about a lot of pointers throughout the session, but what is that one thing that you would want all the women to believe in, whichever aspects of life they may be in?
So I would like to say, if you talk about women in cybersecurity, and I love women in technology, by the way, okay? So to them, I would like to say that none of you are here by accident. You are here because the world needs you. And that's a much greater purpose, because in today's landscape, when everything and anything is available at the fingertips, never before had we been like so interconnected. So each one of us are needed here, because women, by virtue of they being women, they are warriors, they are inventors, they are creative, they're solution oriented, and they're rulers. They are leaders in themselves. So you just need to surprise the world with what you have within you. So don't underestimate yourself, and if somebody else does, just surprise them and just outshine. Because today the future is not waiting to be written, it is waiting to be hacked. So this is
Right.
coming from a cybersecurity person inside me. So I want every woman in this profession that this cyber world is our next frontier, and when the history of cybersecurity is written, our names should be there as solution providers. Okay, so never let the world convince you that you are like you are
Not
not
enough.
worthy of this. Okay, you're not enough. Because as a woman, I am telling you with experience. I have come across exceptional women in the time span of my career, and each one of us is a storm, waiting to be unleashed. So just unleash yourself. So this is one thing, be it in any career, you might be in any role, just unleash yourself and do what you are best at without taking weights of anybody else's expectations. So happy International Women's Day. And the theme of this Women's Day is accelerate action. So whatever you were thinking, जो भी सपने थे, dreams थे, now just get up and fulfill them. So that's it.
Definitely. So, I mean, the short span with you, I myself can feel, the vibes of inspiration, through your words. I'm sure everybody who would have listened to this conversation would have definitely, really thought and introspected into themselves and would have thought what is the real strength within me, right? Sure, I'm sure that women by nature are very protective, right? That's how they are made. So who else can protect the world? And for now, the most prominent aspect is cyber crisis. So who else can be more protective than women, right? I
Absolutely.
completely agree to that. So with along with that, so definitely once again a very happy International Women's Day to all the wonderful women out there who are adding color and vibes to all our lives. And whoever is aspiring to actually take their first step towards cybersecurity, we would urge all of them, without doubt, enter into this area because we world needs more women in this field because as we both must have experienced, we would have been the odd ladies out in this space, and we would always have wanted,
True.
to see more women, coming out, and it's really becoming exceptionally great in this area. So with
Very
that
true.
thought, it was lovely, Sonika, to have you in the show. I'm sure everybody, really loved hearing all your insights, and I'm sure through your life itself, you would have, touched many people, many ladies, and inspired them to strive better and work better. I'm sure, they would have had wonderful goals after listening to your talks. So thank you. I'm from the bottom of my heart. I would love to really thank you for accepting, our invitation and coming for the show and inspiring all the wonderful ladies out there. Thank you, and
Yeah.
I would love to wish you as well a very happy International Women's Day. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Lakshmi. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. And to all women out there, touch the sky with glory. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. So with that, we call it another day at Cyber Pulse. So cyber security is not just about protecting data, it's about protecting people as well. So keep learning, keep leading, and let's create a safer, more inclusive digital world together. So once again, happy Women's Day to all the wonderful women out there. So see you in the next episode. So until then, it's me, Lakshmi Das, signing off. And don't forget to keep that curve on your face upright because that's not just for you, but for also all the people around you. Keep that spirit vibe high. Thank you.